What's up, y'all? My name is Kenyatta. In this video, I'm going to share with y'all how I racked up almost $22,000 in consumer debt and how I paid it all off by the age of 25. So let me give you a little background about what was going on with me at the time. So I graduated from college in May of 2018. And at the time, I was driving this old little beat up Saturn L series. I think it was a 2001. Little tiny beat up looking little car, and I was cool with that. My dad had bought the car for my sister and I when we were in high school, so it had already been in the family for a while, and it was a 2001, so again, like, it was a pretty old little car. I was cool with that because I didn't have a car note, and I was cool with keeping my bills low. I wasn't really trying to go out and get a car note and all of that. So like I said, I graduated in May of 2018. I'm driving this car. Toward the end of 2018, I decided I wanted to buy a house. So going through the home buying process, and that whole process is another video for another time. We can get into that later. But anyhow, as I'm going through the process, I meet with a mortgage broker, and she tells me, hey, as we go through this process, don't take out any additional debt, any large debt. So don't rack up big credit card bills, don't go buying a car, don't go buying a boat. So I'm like, okay, cool. I have zero intentions of racking up credit card debt. I'm driving in a little baby blue, my little car. I'm cool with that. I don't know nothing about boats, so I wasn't really planning on racking up any extra debt aside from this home loan that I was trying to get. So everything was all straight until October 2018, when randomly my transmission started having major problems. I'm driving on the freeway and the car is just like, boom. So obviously that's pretty scary for me. So now I'm like, okay, I have to do something about this, right? So I called my mortgage broker and I'm telling her everything that's going on. I'm telling her how basically I'm gonna have to finance a car. So she runs the numbers and she looks at my debt to income ratio, and she gives me a number and essentially says, your car payment cannot exceed this number. So as long as I stay below that number, it won't interfere with my home buying process. A few days later, I had purchased a brand new car with zero money down. My loan term was 72 months with a 4.79%, I believe, interest rate, which boiled down to a monthly payment of about $320 a month. So I paid the monthly payment from October 2018 to about July 2019. So it was at this point when I found out about paying down debt bi-monthly. So this is a strategy where, depending on how much debt you have, what the interest rate is, and how long of the term of your loan is, paying bi-monthly can help reduce the amount of interest you pay over time and help you pay down that debt faster while still actually paying the same monthly payment. And I can go into that in another video at some point if this is something that might interest you guys. But anyway, I started paying my note in that way. Still $320 a month, but just broken up into two different sections. So remember, I was in the home buying process. So at some point I actually bought the house. So around the time when I learned about debt pay down, paying bi-monthly, around this time I also finally decided to buy some furniture for the new house. So I financed some furniture using the store's credit system. So I paid zero down payment and I had zero interest for 15 months. I ended up financing about $1,700 worth of furniture. The minimum payment for the debt was about $35 a month, which is extremely affordable, right? But that's how they get you. So $35 a month payment means I would never pay off that $1,700 before the 0% interest wore off. And after the 0% interest introductory rate, it was a 29.99% interest rate. That's ridiculous. It would be so stupid for me to pay that much interest for literally anything, let alone some furniture. So I need to pay this off before that 15 months is up. I did the math, and it came out that if I paid about $150 a month, I would be able to pay this debt off in less than a year, which works for me. A year is 12 months. I got 15 months to get it done. So that way, even if something does come up or happen in the meantime, like I still have time to beat the clock, the countdown to the 29.99% interest. In case you lost track, I had racked up close to $22,000 worth of debt with the car and with the furniture, all in a very short amount of time, less than a year's time span. Not to mention what's going on with my student loans, not to mention what's going on with this new mortgage I just got myself into, but both of those things are a different topic for a different time. Here I am with this consumer debt for about 22 grand. That's what we're dealing with here. Okay, so at this point, it's August 2019. I'm making payments on the car, I'm making payments on the furniture, but to be honest, I hate making these payments. I hate having this debt, having it sitting over me. It just doesn't feel good to my psyche. I want to get rid of it. So I made a goal that I want to pay off this debt and build my emergency savings, because I was feeling like I was in a vulnerable position. Like, okay, I got this debt. If something were to happen, I can't just, pull money to help myself. So I need the emergency savings. I need to get rid of the debt. So I made this goal, and at this point, I'm like, all right, at the end of 2020, that's when I want to have these goals accomplished. So it's August 2019 as I'm making this goal for the end of 2020. I'm already pretty strict with my budget. I'm kind of a natural saver, a natural penny pincher kind of a person. But I started tightening the belt even more because I'm trying to knock these goals out, right? So money that I got back from my tax return, I had got a Christmas bonus at work. That was a decent chunk of money. Any little extra money, I'm throwing it at my goals. I'm paying down this debt. I'm building up my savings. And it's the little things. A lot of times people say buying lattes keeps you broke or whatever. But in a way, right? Like if you are spending $5 here and $3 there and $7 there, and you don't really know where it's going, it's kind of just leaving you like water. That stuff adds up. So I started really tracking what I'm doing with my money, and I'm throwing everything at these goals, right? So I'm knocking the goals down. We're making progress. We're moving pretty quickly. So by April 2020, I had actually met my savings goal and paid off the furniture. Actually, I paid the furniture off first. In April 2020, I finally hit my savings goal. So I'm like, great, I got this emergency savings. And it was so ironic because like 2 weeks later, or something like that, I'm laid off due to everything that's going on in the world, 2020. So I was really nervous about that, being laid off from work. But I did feel a little better about it knowing that I have this emergency savings. So I could theoretically last 6 months while I figure out what I'm gonna do, figure out how I'm gonna make money, if I'm gonna get another job, or what is it that I'm gonna do. This emergency savings gave me so much peace of mind. And it's so ironic because that's why I wanted to save it in the first place. I wanted to be able to have that cushion if I were to need it. And immediately after I got done saving it, the situation arose where I might need it. So I got really lucky, really blessed, because at this point, the government had passed some legislation helping people out. So I was able to put my mortgage into forbearance, and the student loans went into forbearance as well. And then I was receiving unemployment assistance while I searched for another job. So that was a really big blessing for me, and I didn't actually even have to touch that emergency savings. So that job hunt for me lasted quite a while. I was applying, I can't even tell you how many jobs I applied for and how often I was applying for jobs. Just all day long, just applying. But during that 6 months, my expenses were decreased because of the mortgage forbearance and because of the student loan forbearance. But my income was relatively steady due to the unemployment assistance. So basically I have extra disposable money during this time. Plus the fact that it's a pandemic, right? So I can't go out to eat, I can't go to the movies, I can't go to the bar or whatever it is that I might have been spending money on, not buying clothes, whatever. So with this extra disposable income that I have during this time, I'm throwing it at my car note. Because mind you, I already have the emergency savings built and I already paid off the furniture. So I'm throwing this at my car note, I'm trying to knock it out. So that's what was going on during that 6 months of unemployment for me. So after being really diligent about my spending and really diligent about paying this car off, in October of 2020, I was finally able to pay it off, and it was exactly 2 years from when I purchased it. I purchased in October of 2018, and I paid it off in October of 2020. So that was a cool little milestone for me. I was very happy about that, very happy that I stayed like strict to what I wanted to accomplish, and it wasn't that hard once I put my mind to it, and I decided, like, you know, I got a one-track mind. I decided this is what I'm doing. I'm not doing anything else. I'm meeting these goals. And after that, it kind of became a breeze. So you could say that I got lucky in a way with everything that happened, and then with the forbearance over here and the unemployment assistance over there. You could say I got lucky in being able to reach this goal so quickly of paying down the almost $22,000 in debt and building up an emergency savings. And you would be right in a way that was a pretty lucky situation to have come up. Or I don't have to turn people down about going to the bar. I don't have to feel bad that I'm not taking the trip to Cancun with my friends. You know, like, it was kind of a lucky situation where it was a lot easier for me to save and pay down debt. That's pretty true. However, I would argue that I was going to accomplish this goal no matter what, because I had already made that choice. I made the choice before all the things happened in 2020. I was already on track to get it going. I already had my spreadsheet calculating how much I need to pay per month to get these things knocked out. So I was going to accomplish the goal no matter what. I accomplished it faster than normal, so I got done in October instead of getting done in December. But I was gonna knock the goal out either way. And that's the thing about financial freedom, or even financial literacy in general. It's really a mindset thing. This is the same way I was able to buy a house at the age of 24. Because I am diligent about saving, and it's important to me to build wealth and, you know, build something for myself, something that I own, something I can fall back on. We can get into more of that in another video with the real estate and all that, another story for another time, but it does apply in that being principled and being disciplined is really how you accomplish any of those things. Okay, so like to recap and pull it all back together, I was 23 when I graduated college. I was 23 when I bought the car. I was 24 when I bought the house, and then consequently I bought the furniture to go into the house. Now I have all this debt. I was 25 when I paid off that car and that furniture debt. So yeah, it was all about determination. There were definitely some things that fell into my favor, but overall, like, I had a plan, and that's how it got accomplished. So if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe, share it with people who you think would enjoy this kind of financial content. In the future, I'll probably be making videos about my real estate investments, about possibly my stock market investments, my savings, the way I choose to go about saving, what is an emergency fund, some tips and tricks, things that I've picked up about financial literacy along the way. So yeah, stay tuned, check back in, tap in, as the kids say. All right, y'all, peace.